We saw what you got.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
With today's game and everything, what's kind of been the focus for you guys, especially with
Execution is the most important thing. We have to do a great job of executing the game plan. We have to do a great job of understanding, the personnel that's in front of us and what they're trying to get done as a team and how we can best limit it. The team that makes the fewest mistakes is typically the team that's going to win. So we've got to do a great job of limiting our mistakes.
now that you guys stay up and prepare the base for this big experience base, but like how do you prepare them for today?
You have to lay out, what's in front of them. We have to take the experience that we have as a coaching staff, the experience that their teammates have, and just give them as much knowledge as we can so that when, certain things do happen, they're not surprised and it doesn't take them time to make the adjustment. We have to be prepared for the physicality of this game. We have to be prepared for, how we value possessions and how every single possession matters. So those are all things that mentally we have to be ready for and can't be surprised when it happens.
How is Jared progressing?
He's doing well. He's working out. He's starting to do more with both hands. Again, so we're just kind of in a wait and see.
Was he able to practice with you guys yesterday?
We didn't do much of a practice yesterday. Yesterday was a lot of walkthrough and individual stuff. So he went through his own individual stuff.
What about today?
Same thing. He went through his individual stuff. A lot of what we're focusing on is for tonight. And him being out, we need guys to get those reps that we're going to play tonight.
And then for Evan, we've talked about him throughout the course of the year and how he's unfazed by it. What do you expect from him tonight on the postseason stage for the first time?
I expect him to be who he is. I expect him to do whatever's necessary in the moment to help us win this game. He's proven that that's what he does. It's not a matter of numbers with him. I think that's where, we're lucky and sometimes, he goes, overlooked is because he can have a dominant game without just getting stats. And, whatever we need, he'll protect the paint, he'll rebound the ball, he'll switch when needed. He'll do all the things necessary to help us win.
You guys don't have a lot of guys playoff experience in your projected starting lineup at this point. How do you overcome that in a game like this against an opponent that is loaded with that?
Together, you know what I mean? Like throughout this whole season, any successes that we've had have always come together and because of our group. So we need to make sure that our focus and, our preparation and all those things, but like beyond that, the spirit that we've played with, the things that you've witnessed and seen, how we celebrate one another, how we compete together, like that has to overcome all else. And that'll be the only way we have a shot tonight.
In any way, is it concerning as a coach to not have that on your side?
No, you don't have a choice. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not something that you can manufacture. But like what I believe in is these guys, and I believe in how we've been so connected and together the entire year. So for me, I don't expect that to change. I've seen these guys continue to rise to challenges. So I don't expect anything different.
How much of this, now being that this is a base for because you guys have built your identity, how does that play into?
It's end of the day, that's the only way we survive. What the playoffs and postseason comes down to is, offensively, do you have enough guys who can beat their man? Or defensively, do you have enough guys who can slow their man down? At the end of the day, you need a quality mix of both. But if you can't stop the man or slow the man down that's in front of you, you don't stand a chance. So, defense is going to get it done tonight for sure.
Do you believe in the phenomenon of playoff Rondo?
There's no doubt about it. I think the proof's in the pudding.
What is it about him in these kinds of moments, of these kinds of games that you have seen throughout your time in the NBA?
He's smarter than most people, and that's a fact. Like, he's a savant, and when you are that intelligent, you understand how to manipulate possessions, and that's what this game comes down to in postseason play. It's how can you make adjustments quick enough to impact what the opponent is trying to do. And because of his intelligence and his IQ, his passing ability, like, he has the ability to do those things. And defensively, he knows how to get into spots where he can be disruptive because of that. So, it's his brain for sure, but he's got the skills to go with it.
JB, does a walkthrough or a shoot around give you a sense of the mood of a team, how they're feeling going into a game like tonight?
I mean, not really, because we've seen some great shoot arounds, and then teams have gone out and laid an egg. We've had some terrible shoot arounds, and teams have gone out and played well. So, our guys were focused and they were locked in for sure. But typically, the shoot arounds have no impact on what happens tonight.
Knowing that you just played this team 4 nights ago, I mean, you've got bookfuls of scouting reports. But that being said, just having recently played them, is there an advantage to that?
For sure. You're really familiar, and your guys are familiar with what they do. You're familiar with how they tried to guard us. You have an opportunity to make adjustments because you just saw them, and there wasn't a lot of practice time, so there's not going to be a whole lot of change initially. So it helps with your preparation for sure.
Go ahead, Rami.
All right, Marla, go ahead.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. How you doing, JB?
I'm good. How are you, Marla?
Good. One more thing about playoff Rondo. Can he have more of an impact with a young team than maybe he would do with an experienced team like, when he was with LA?
I mean, he's going to help us. I can't speak on, what was going on in LA and his position and role there. But I know that we're going to lean on him heavily, and we're going to ask him, to go out and help us as best he possibly can because we need him.
And does he talk to Darius like all the time? Or I mean, like superseding the coaches. Sometimes he's like his own, coach for Darius.
No, he's respectful of the coaches, and he allows coaches to do their job, but he does, stay on top of all the guys. It's not just a Darius thing. Like, he helps Darius, but he talks to Evan, he talks to Kevin. He is our most vocal guy, obviously one of our most experienced guys with a ton of knowledge, and he shares that. He's not one of those guys that feels like he has to hold on to it. He shares it, and he wants to help as much as he can. So he's communicating with everybody all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question from Tom.
Thanks, Romy. Thanks, JB. Hey, from Friday night, any of the defensive breakdowns in the fourth quarter, were those fairly easy adjustments?
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty obvious to see what happened. And having been so fresh, it gives you the opportunity where the guys have seen it multiple times. We watched that fourth quarter over as a group on Saturday, so they were aware of those mistakes. And then obviously, we did our prep work yesterday and today, so it's fresh on the mind, and it's pretty clear to see what we need to do to make sure we don't make those same mistakes.
I know you want your guys to stick to those defensive principles. How much does that get stressed, though, when you're out there guarding, KD and Kyrie?
Well, it just makes and emphasizes the importance of team defense. Those guys are unguardable one-on-one. We all know that, and we've all seen that. So this comes down to, how can 5 guys do the job to make them have to work and make their job difficult, as opposed to just leaving one guy out there on an island.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Last question from Zach with the NY Post.
Coach, what has Karras meant to you guys this year, and just what do you think it'll be like, for him to, face his old team in a spot like this?
I think he'll rise to the occasion. When you go back and look at him, historically, like when the moment calls for it, he's there. I think he provides us a punch, another guy who can beat his man and go score the ball, which we all know in, playoff and postseason basketball is extremely important. You need guys who can beat their man off the bounce and create. And Karis has the ability to do that. He's been a great teammate to the guys. He's been awesome to coach. So we're excited about it and looking forward to it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.